I'm Cloud and you're tuned into IC Radio. I'm Yang.
And I'm Jay. Welcome back to Science at One, where we bring you the best science news, gossip, and facts.
And some of the music on our playlist today contains the like of Nathaniel Ridley, Amazing Devil, and the Hot Sadie.
And on a science menu today, we'll be talking about Nano Banana Pro that Google just released.
With some facts about AI-generated deepfakes.
And from there, we'll talk about how much of the brain we've really managed to unlock. Things like mind reading, memory writing, brain-computer interfaces. Are they actually real or still mostly science fiction?
The brain is the most complicated device we've found in the universe.
In the last few years, we've come out of the Stone Age.
Technology is finally unlocking the secrets of the brain. It's explaining why we behave the way we do. It's helping experts develop new methods and machines to boost our brain power.
After which, we'll deep dive in the weird and wonderful world of self-domesticated raccoons.
And to finish off, we'll head down to the Science Tutor, where we sort the facts from fiction.
That's all coming up here on Science at 1. So, how's your weekend, Jay?
Oh, really busy. I know it's approaching the end of this term, but I feel like we have got so many things to do. I barely even sleep, to be honest.
You really need to take care of your physical condition. So, what's your plan about the Christmas holiday?
Oh, yeah. I feel like time passed so fast. It's already time for winter vacation. I'm really looking forward to that. And my parents, they said that they really want to see me. They miss me, and I miss them too. But I just have to say that the ticket for flights during Christmas is ridiculously high.
Yeah.
And I don't want to suffer another 11-hour. And so I've chatted with my friends about maybe going to France with them, but until we start planning it, we realized that there wasn't enough time to apply for visa.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really a shame. I really want to go to France. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, Christmas is time to relax your body at this point. I really want to get someplace warm at this time.
Yes.
So, what's your original plans location in France? In the southern part of the France? Or?
Yes, in the southern part of France. And I feel like it might, in some sort of extent, it might be a good thing that we didn't get a chance to visit France during winter, because it might not be the best season for southern part of France, I think. So maybe you can leave that for summer. Maybe that's a better choice.
Yeah, so speak about our today's topic. I mean, we talk about the AI's deepfakes image.
Yeah.
So I really don't know understand this, but I mean, some people already try to use this. Is this anything? Do you know about that thing?
Yes, I know. About this, I actually have a really exciting story to share with you. And okay, I just show you a picture of me. Okay, did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You look fantastic in the picture.
Okay.
I mean, that's great. That's
okay, thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
And now
you don't tell me this is AI, right?
Yes, this is AI generated.
I really can't tell at this point.
Yes, I know. That's the product of Nano Banana Pro. And I know it looks insane. It has all those little details on the skin. You have little freckles and also pimples, even moles. So everything looks so realistic, and it has got to a point that I honestly couldn't tell. And I've shown this picture to a lot of my friends, and they act just like you, and they told me that they literally thought that was a selfie of me.
Yeah, I mean, if it's really great that I really can't tell, and what if seriously, what is off? Yeah, but there's more about this after our sounds, and here is our first sound, All I Wonder by St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Velvet fist didn't look good while everyone is slinging mud. Jesus found his politics, but nobody listens. Big
And that was all I ever wondered by Simple and the Broken Boy.
So, Yang, did you hear about Google releasing its latest Nano Banana Pro?
Kind of, but I really don't understand that. Is that something health related?
No, it's nothing about health. And it's their latest AI image generation and editing tool. Some experts have raised concern over the image appearing too realistic. I've looked at some of the outputs myself, and it's even more difficult now to distinguish between what's real and not. With some images, I just honestly couldn't tell. And you could use your own pictures or someone else to generate entirely new images.
Oh, great. As if the internet wasn't confusing enough already.
Yes, exactly. And this ties right into deepfakes. Tools like this make it so much easier to generate fake photos that look totally real.
Deepfakes. Could you elaborate for me what those are really again?
Oh yeah, sure. So a deepfake is a video, photo, or audio recording that seems real but has been manipulated by AI. The underlying technology can replace faces, manipulate facial expressions, and even synthesize faces or speech.
That's terrifying. But how do they work?
Yeah, I know. That's really scary thing. So they mainly use autoencoders or generative adversarial networks, or GNS gains for short. Simply, an autoencoder is an artificial neural network trained to reconstruct inputs from a simpler representation. A GAN is made up of two competing artificial neural networks, one trying to produce a fake and the other trying to detect it. This cycle will repeat for many rounds to get a more realistic creation. So that's the reason why we couldn't tell what's real and what's not. So due to their complicated nature, GANs produce more convincing deepfakes, but they are more difficult to use.
So, like those old videos of Tom Cruise a few years ago were deepfakes?
Yeah, exactly. And I can give you a more recent example. So, I don't know if you have ever heard of Jake Paul. And back in October, he was going viral for coming out as gay. But all of the videos were fake and made without his consent.
Without his consent? Why weren't the video taken down?
Well, I say that neither of these instances bothered the respective celebrity because, I mean, all press is good press, right? It gets people to talk about them and they can make profit from it.
Okay, that makes sense for celebrities, but what about the average person? I mean, I get that a viral deepfake of a celebrity might be weird or funny, but does it really affect regular people?
That's the thing. For regular people, it's a whole different story, and it can be devastating. You can have non-consensual deepfake pornography or impersonation as examples, and these aren't just online jokes. These can ruin someone's life or leave them feeling vulnerable or humiliated. Imagine seeing a fake video of you doing something you never did.
You're right. No matter the context, I definitely feel vulnerable.
Yeah, me too. And another example is that in last year, a finance worker at a multinational firm in Hong Kong was tricked into paying out $25 million after deepfakes were used to pose as the company's CFO in a video conference call. The scam had the worker believe he was on the call with several members of staff, but they were all just deepfakes. And in the US, it's predicted that generative AI could increase United States fraud losses from $12.3 billion in 2023 to $40 billion by 2027, which is a 32% annual growth rate.
Wow, that's really terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But what's being done about it? Are there any laws in place to stop this?
Well, in the UK, the government is starting to catch up on these deepfakes. They have announced that creating sexual explicit deepfake images without consent is going to be a criminal offense. Before, it was just illegal to share them, but now people can get themselves in the jail just by creating them.
Well, that's one thing good to know at this point.
Yeah, I would say that's a really good news. But due to the ever-evolving nature of this technology, I say that the government will keep having to play catch-up with deepfakes. And even then, victims are already pushing for tougher laws. One of the first people to be convicted of using AI to create and share deepfake nudes images in Glasgow was only fined £335.
Just 335? That's
Yeah.
nothing. Who is able to even make this?
Yes, and essentially, anyone with a computer can create a deepfake. And there are tutorials online about how to create them. So, however, to create a somewhat realistic deepfake video, these applications generally still require hundreds of thousands of training images of the faces to be swapped or manipulated. So that means that the celebrities and also government leaders are the most common subject. So maybe we shouldn't worry too much.
Well, in the meantime though, is there anything we can do to help prevent this from happening?
You can make sure your social media accounts are private and make sure you don't overshare any info or images. Also, I think that we must be careful about who has access to your photos or videos. And additionally, some deepfake scams rely on voice cloning, where scammers impersonate loved ones. So, setting up safety measures like code words or secure verification method for important calls could be a good way.
So, got it. I guess it's just a matter of staying cautious and make sure the right protection in place.
Yeah, the line between real and fake is definitely getting blurrier. So it's important to not let it overwhelm you. Just remember to be cautious about what you put out there and stay informed about how these technologies are being used nowadays.
Well, thanks for breaking this all down, Jay. I guess with this advancing technology, we'll have to develop a new kind of media literacy.
Anytime, Yang. And yeah, staying aware and questioning what we see will become more important than ever, especially when technology like Nano Banana Pro is making it harder to discern between what's real and fake.
But before getting into that, let's hear The Horror and the Wild by Amazing Devil.
Watching stones, they watch the stars hurl all their fundaments in wonderment at you and yours, forever asking more. You are the space that's in between every page, every corner, and every screen. You are the driftwood on the rift. You're the words that I promise I don't need. We're drunk but drinking, sunk but sinking. They thought us blind, we were just blinking. All the stones and kings of old will hear us screaming at the cold. Remember me, I ask. Remember me, I sing. Give me back my heart, you wingless thing. Think of all the horrors that I promised you I'd bring. I promise you I'll sing on every time you passed your fingers through my hair and call me child. Witnessing all that I am wild. Turn the nuts, sing. Think of all the horrors that I promise you I'd bring. I promise you they'll sing of every time you pass your fingers through my hair and call me child. Witness me, oh man, I am a thinker of all the horrors that I promise you, I promise you that sing of every time you pass your fingers through my hair and call me child. Witness me, oh man, oh man, oh man.
And that's The Hollow and the Wild by Amazing Devil.
Okay, Yang, did you see the piece a few days ago about a scientist trying to change human memory?
I did. Wild, right? Not
Yeah.
movie style mind web, but it's more like softening the punch of a bad memory.
Yeah, exactly. And still feels really magical to me. And it dropped only last week, which makes it feel very now. I read it and I was like, wow, brain research is moving fast.
Same, like 10 years ago, that would have sounded like pure sci-fi. Now it's just a thing people actually tested.
It makes me look at the brain differently. Like, it's not a black box anymore. We can't control it, but we are starting to poke it in a more careful and helpful way.
True. I mean, helpful is the right word at this place. And I keep thinking about people with having fear memory. If you could dial down the fear without erasing the story, that's a huge, really.
Yeah, and it's not just memories. Every week there is something new happening. Someone typing with thoughts, someone getting a small boost in movement after a tiny implant.
Oh, I mean, implant is a kind of scary word.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way, when people talk about the BCI, that's just brain-computer interface, right?
Yeah, you're right. So basically, a brain-computer interface is a bridge that turns brain signal into actions on a screen or a device. That is not magic. It's more about engineering, while still feels magical to me.
Well, good, because like my group chat here is BCI6. Oh, I might read in.
No.
It's not that, right?
No, it's not that. For our show today, I don't want to over-explain the science here. I just want to sit with the feeling we've hit a new phase.
And that is the, whoa, we can really actually do things phase.
Yeah, and it raises the bigger question we're kicking around. How much of the brain have we really unlocked in practical terms?
Well, let's keep this plain, because for me, I think maybe this question should break into 3 baskets. The first one is, can we write to the brain a little, as in not just feeling our habit? The second is, can we read from it a little, as in pick up a signal and turn it into action? And the last one is, what about the safety and limits? Well, sometimes we should not touch the mind at this point.
Okay, love that, can't wait. But I said that let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, quick reality check. Even the newest work is careful, small step stuff. It's not like uploading a skill to the brain, and it's more like helping someone sleep, speak, or just simply to stress less.
And it's not for everyone everywhere, and it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's early promising, but still early.
Yeah, still, the pace is striking. I was just struck by how simple the real sum is for normal life. If memory can be shaped a bit, then timing and also context really matter. Like when you talk about a hard event in a safe setting, it can land completely different.
Totally. I mean, it makes me want to ask, if the brain is that flexible, how do we use that wisely? Like, I mean, who get access first? What kind of therapy versus upgrade?
Yeah, and also I said that there's an awkward one. is where does privacy come in if devices can pick up more and more signal? And even if it's basic now, you want the rules to come before the technology gets fancy.
Exactly. We should also say this out loud. I mean, we use our whole brain that 10% myths need to stop in the bay. And the real story is we are slowly get better tools to work with what's already busy in here.
Yeah, I totally agree on that, but let's park it there. I don't want to steal the thunder later. So after a short break, we'll be joined by Glennis, who is a brain science enthusiast. But first, let's enjoy Hand Me Down Blues by Vintage Trouble.
Shoes, man, gave me the blues, hand me downs. Moonshine, drinking, doing everything but forget blues, hand me downs. Racing the wrong way, chasing every skirt in town. Taking the long way, waiting for the sun to come out. Wheeling, hustling, dealing, and shuffling. Blues, hand me downs. Lord have mercy on my soul. Loving the fucking around. And just like my big brother, he's sitting on shaky ground. His pride got the best of him and smoking till the rest of him. Blues hand me down. Lord have mercy on my soul. I didn't know, you never know. Hand me down blues. Hand me down blues. Hand me down.
And that was Hand Me Down Blues by Vintage Trouble.
So we now have Glennis in the studio. Thank you for joining us, Glennis.
Hi, thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Well, let's start simple. We were talking about the first piece a few days ago on changing memories. So the first thing we are curious about is what's real now.
So real right now is this. When you bring up a memory, it briefly becomes flexible before it sets again. Therapies try to use that short window so the feeling is linked to memory, like fear can be turned down. It's not deleting a life story, it's lowering the volume so people can function.
So as you said, there's a short window. What do you mean by that?
So it's a time window. Think minutes to a few hours after recall, when the brain's chemistry is more willing to update. Therapists aim their work there, and the results are promising but not universal. Because people differ, timing also matters a lot too.
So what does a good outcome look like?
Someone still remembers the event, but they're not flooded by it. So sleep can improve this process and avoidance eases. They can go into the shop, hold a job, show up for family, and this means that it's a success.
Then what about the red lines? What should never be touched?
So there's a lot to think about with that question, but for me, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely identity. Anything that tries to wipe who you are and your core relationships and consent. Also, quick fixes like skip proper care quick fixes that skip proper care. If a method claims to erase trauma overnight, people should definitely be skeptical about that.
So I have heard that brain-computer device can be used to help patients speak. Is that true?
In some hospitals and trials, yes. Implants are aiming to restore speech or let people type with brain signals. To be a bit clearer, these are for severe motor impairment, involve surgery, and come with screening and follow-up. But a U.S. trial for a speech restoration implant just got the green light, and other teams have case studies showing typed or synthetic speech controlled by brain activity.
Well, that's really good news. So, BCI is a word that we keep using here. Can you give us a quick definition about it?
Yeah, so BCI stands for Brain-Computer Interface. It's a device that reads brain signals and turns them into actions, like moving a cursor or generating speech. It can be invasive, like an implant, or non-invasive, like caps or electrodes on the scalp.
So let's say if a patient is interested, how could he get it?
So people can ask their clinician about active trials at major centers, but we should expect screening, travel, and learning time. For broad use, if we are looking for routine use at home, we would still need to prove reliability and ease of use over months and years, not just in a single demo.
Well, so this is amazing progress, but I do hope that one day this technology can be more widely used at home. So I said that let's talk about something more interesting. Reading thoughts. How far are we now?
Well, not so far in the sci-fi sense. We can decode some tasks under tight conditions, like trying to say a certain word or moving a cursor, especially with training and lots of data. But reading free-form inner monologue across topics? Sadly, no. That's definitely overpromising at the moment.
So for the privacy matter, should people worry now, or is just the future as problem?
I'd say worry smart, but not panicked. Today's systems are still limited, but rules should come before tech gets faster. Think of your brain like data. Think of your brain data like healthcare. It's shared only with consent and with clear ownership rules. Global bodies are moving on this. Some new frameworks are talking about mental privacy and cognitive liberty.
Okay, cognitive liberty. That's a bit tricky word. Can you give us a plain version of it, please?
So to put it simply, your mind is yours. No one gets access to it, can change it, or sell your brain data without your say-so. There must be extra protection because it's you in there, not just steps or your heart rate.
So back to the upbeat side. What near-term wins do you expect, maybe in the next 2 years?
I would say there are 3 areas. The first is communication BCIs, where most patients are producing text or synthetic speech with better speed and stability. The second is smarter rehab, so pairing recall windows with therapy for trauma and pairing movement training with brain or nerve stimulation. And the last is vision tech, which means a better understanding of how the eye encodes senses, feeding into improved retinal style algorithms and eventually prosthetics.
So is it how the eye encodes things? That's a bit jargony. So what does encode means here?
Encode just means how signals represent the world. The retina, which is the back of the eye, does the early processing before signals go deeper into the brain. Knowing its rules helps us design devices that speak the brain's language more clearly.
Well, I suspect these tools can be expensive. Like, how do we avoid a world where only the richest get their brain fixer boosted?
Well, we definitely need to put medical needs first. Start with conditions where life and independence are at stake. Public systems and insurers should cover proven treatments. And for boosts in healthy people, we need guardrails and safety about honesty and marketing, and no pressure to enhance for school or work.
Yes, those are true and also very important. but I'm thinking it's time for maybe a Miss Buster round. Are you ready, Glennis?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay, so Miss One, we only use about 10% of our brain.
That's definitely false. We do use all of it. Different parts work at different times, but 10% is definitely a zombie myth.
Okay, so there's no such thing as humans will evolve after developing the brain to 100%, like Scarlett Johansson did in the movie Lucy?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Okay, so here comes the Miss 2. Your brain tech can read any thought.
Again, that's false. It can decode narrow tasks with training, but open-ended thoughts are far beyond today's tools.
Okay, good to know that my thoughts are hard to steal. Then, Miss 3, trauma can be erased.
Also false. We can reduce the sting, but erasing it is never the goal, and that would actually likely be more harmful.
Yeah, makes sense. So, before we wrap up, are there any other good-to-know tips for regular life? I'm talking about no labs and no implants.
Sure, so for tough memories like we just talked about, talking in a safe setting can change how the memory feels later. We need to remember that people are not weak. It is just that you're using the brain's update habit. And sleep, exercise, and stress control move the needle more than flashy hacks. They change brain chemistry and wiring in reliable ways.
Well, one last question from me. Let's say a listener is offered something branded as an enhancement. Like, what questions should they ask?
I can think about 4 things to ask. Is it approved for treatment or just marketed as a wellness gadget? What evidence shows benefits to last beyond a few weeks? What are the side effects and the plan if I want to stop? And also, who gets to see my data and can I delete it?
Well, that is clear and thoughtful. Thank you for joining us today on the show.
Yeah, and thank you for having me.
Okay, so after a short break, we'll move on to our weird and wonderful segment. Today, we're going to talk about our fluffy and intelligent animal friend, raccoons. And we'll be joined by an animal expert, Rio. But first, let's relax and enjoy Going Crazy with the Blues from Hot Sardines.
Oh, what a feeling. There's something hurts my brain. Feel just like screaming. I'm like a demon. I swear I'll go insane. If you knew what I gone through, you would feel the same way too. I'm going crazy with the blues since I have heard heartbreaking news. My honey man's done thrown me down. Now he's spreading all his sugar every place in town. And now he's holding out on me. He will not see me privately. When I think of things I did to make him glad, gave him absolutely everything I had. If it's not enough to drive a woman mad, I'm going crazy with the blues. Oh me, crazy with the blues. Since I heard heartbreaking news, my honey man done thrown me down. Now he's spreading all his sugar, all his sugar, all his sugar, yeah. And now he's holding out on me. He will not see me pariah. think of things I did to make him glad. Gave him absolutely everything that I had. If it's not enough to drive a woman mad, I'm going crazy with the blues on me. Crazy with the blues.
And that was Gone Crazy with the Blues by the Heart Sardines. And now it's time for Weird and Wonderful.
Raccoons on the mic, weird and wonderful, what we like.
Yes, today is weird and wonderful and mildly interesting. We're talking about the animal that has learned how to read beans, open doors, solve puzzles, and in some cities, basically Texas, raccoons.
And joining us now is our resident animal expert, Rio.
Hey everyone.
Okay, so Rio, the first thing I need to know is why does every raccoon look like it's plotting a haste?
Well, because most are. Well, not really. The mask look is actually primarily used to reduce glare and improve night vision.
So like how athletes use eye black?
Exactly. But the craziest thing about raccoons actually, that recently they've been showing signs of self-domestication.
Okay, self-domestication, that's an interesting word. So that means that they are doing it themselves without human required?
Yes. You see, domestication often starts with human influence, but animals can also undergo a process of self-domestication through natural selection, without any deliberate human control.
Oh, okay, so this kind of thing occurred before?
Yes. In fact, dogs did.
Well, what do you mean exactly?
Okay. Picture this. It's around 20,000 to 40,000 years ago, and early humans are sitting around a fire. Wolves start hovering around the edges, not to attack, but to scavenge. Over time, the least aggressive wolves get closer. Humans are able to tolerate them. Eventually, the friendlier wolves get free food and warmth in exchange for alerting humans to predators. These wolves would be receiving a steady food source, giving them a survival advantage over other wolves. Over generations, they would survive and pass on their timid traits, and over time, natural selection occurs, leaving us with the dogs we know now.
Wow, that's really interesting story. So, what I'm getting there is basically that dogs domesticated us?
In many ways, yes. In fact, cats also self-domesticated themselves too.
Well, and how raccoons want in on this?
That's the thing. We are not selecting for raccoons. And actually, it is very illegal to own them as pets in many countries, including the UK, and actually in 20 states in the US.
So what is the driving factor?
Cities are driving them. They're adapting to an urban life, and that's pushing them down a domestication-like path.
Well, let's get into the science. What did the new study actually show?
Okay, so earlier this year, researchers compared raccoons living in the wild with raccoons living in cities like Toronto and Chicago, and found that raccoons have a reduced fear response around humans. They're better problem solvers. Seriously, like they can open child-proof bins faster than some adults. Their stress hormones are lower in human-dense environments, and they're beginning to show behavioral patterns similar to early stages of dog domestication.
So they're not just tolerating us, they're hacking the system.
Basically, yeah. And essentially, raccoons are perfectly adapted for city life because they're fast learners and they're not scared of us anymore.
Wow, this is truly weird but also wonderful. So, are people gonna have mini bugglers as pets soon?
Well, not anytime soon.
Aww.
As I said, they're illegal to own in many places. But there are many videos online of raccoons opening a door with the confidence of a man who pays rent.
So how is this familiar to dog domestication?
So what we're seeing, like for many cases of domestication, we get a reduced aggression, higher tolerance for humans, increased problem solving, and traits favoring cooperation. Essentially, raccoons in cities check every box, not because we're breeding them, but because cities reward raccoons who are calm, smart, and less likely to bolt every time they see a human.
So, you mean that the brave raccoons survive and the ancient ones, they just don't even get access to the bins?
Exactly, and a bin for a raccoon is the equivalent of a Michelin-star restaurant.
Okay, Rio, so they are not becoming pets anytime soon, but what we will see soon.
Raccoons are still wild, but we are heading towards a future where raccoons behave more like compassionate species, tolerating humans and becoming more dependent on human food systems, more capable of living alongside us and maybe over many generations showing physical domestication traits.
Floppy ear raccoons.
That's a possibility.
Well,
Okay.
but there is always a flip side, right?
Absolutely. Increased tolerance doesn't mean safety. Urban raccoons still face dangers: cars, pollution, disease, and conflict with humans. Self-domestication isn't necessarily all good. Its evolution accelerated, I should say, by us.
Well, Rio, if you had to sum up this whole raccoon domestication thing in one sentence, what would it be?
Raccoons aren't becoming dogs. Cities are becoming forests, and we're the new ecosystem they're adapting to.
Okay, that's both profound and I say that it's a bit vaguely insulting.
They're learning from us, stealing from us, and one day they might even judge us.
Okay. On that note, we are going to take a break before Rio predict the rise of Raccoon Empire.
But before we get into that, let's hear Say the Line by First Aid Kit.
Rows after rows of passenger planes, headed out again, running all in vain. Motel blues, only bad news. I'm never looking for you, you find me all the same. I lie awake at night and visioning a trace from the past. This heavy heart of mine, it never fails to bring me right back. Now I see us walking down Cedar Lane, slow in the sunshine, fast in the rain. Time moves so swiftly, all of those days. I still remember how you used to say something good will come out of this. Coast after coast, cities and states. My world's an empty map and nothing remains. The place we belonged is quietly gone. While we were making plans, it drifted away. I lie awake at night and visioning a trace from the past. This heavy heart of mine, it never fails to bring me right back. Now I see us walking
And that was Sideline by First Aid Kit. Now for our final segment, the Science Filter.
Here we are sorting fact from fiction. So, Yang, what have you got for us this week?
Well, there is less fact from fiction, but finding the fact in fiction.
Okay, that's interesting. Just tell me more.
You have heard of the Pinocchio, right? The puppet whose nose grows when he lies.
Yeah, I know. That's a kid story, right?
It is, but it would certainly be useful to find liars if there was some truth to it, right?
Yeah, it would definitely make it a lot easier, I say.
So there is this Pinocchio effect. It doesn't quite make our noise grow, but it does increase the temperature around the noise and inner eye.
Well, I actually didn't realize Pinocchio had any truth to it at all.
Well, yeah. Maybe we say liar, liar, no some fire instead.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense, but I might need you to explain why does this happen.
Well, we know that when we lie, especially about the feeling or something like that, there's a lot of activity from the insula, which is part of the brain controlling the temperature regulation.
Okay, so to spot the liar, we need to see if they have hot noses and not long noses, right?
Exactly. And a good check might be to see if they touch their nose or the corner of their eye when they tell you a story. So that's also not foolproof because they may have great self-restraint or just simply a naturally itchy nose.
Okay, cool. So, do you got any other interesting story for the science menu today?
Well, I do indeed. Have you ever heard someone say that parents blind as a bat?
Oh yes, blind as a bat, of course.
So why do we say that? Where does the difference come from?
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because bats are blind or because they don't have great eyesight, maybe. I do know that they use echolocation to hunt for flies and things.
Well, that's true about the echolocation part.
Okay.
But bats make sounds that reflect off things so that they can find their prey and navigate in low light conditions. But this does not make them blind. In fact, research shows that they actually can see better than humans. This combined with the echolocation makes them great predator. Like imagine trying to spot a tiny fly in the dark. It's almost impossible for a human, and yet the bat managed it.
Okay, so I'm hearing that bats is really good predator. So why do we say blind as a bat?
Well, I think it probably comes from the way bats fly around the erratic pattern. You know, they just fly around on a straight line.
Okay, so not like the crows.
Right. And, well, anyway, it's a good reference. Blind as a bat. It's that kind of literal way so my GCSE English teacher would approve.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, those were really interesting, Yang. Thank you. Soon we'll have Rio back in the studio to talk about his own science future topic. But first, let's hear. Yes, we don't. I don't think that we have time for music. Then let's just straight pop in, and that. Let's welcome Rio back in the studio. Do you have any more fun science facts about animals?
Well, it's great you asked. I actually happen to be a marine biologist myself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what can you tell us? Are there any raccoons underwater?
Raccoons are actually strong swimmers. They use a dog-like motion, usually to escape predators or to forage. But actually, I have one of my favorite science facts I would like to tell you about.
Oh, now don't keep us in suspense. What is it?
Did you know octopuses are more closely related to snails than they are to us, even though they have eyes and no shells? And even though snails have no shell, even though octopuses have no shells like snails. Sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister. This is because they are considered a part of the phylum Mollusca, which contains gastropods, which are your snails and your slugs, bivalves, which are clams, and finally, cephalopods, which are your octopus and squids.
Wait, I don't understand of it. So what is the mollusca? Sorry, I butchered. But what other animals are part of that?
So a phylum is essentially a major taxonomic rank. So, for example, we are considered a part of the phylum Chordata, which are things with backbones. And a phylum, Mollusca, have four main parts, main body features, I should say. A muscular foot, a mantle, a radicule, which are tooth-like structure, and a shell.
But, I mean, the octopus does not have a shell.
Yes, this is obviously true, but this is because they have evolved to not need one. And in fact, they show signs of the residue of the shells, which can be found in squids, which is the piece in a squid called the squid pen. That used to obviously be the shell, and they've evolved to not need one. And the name cephalopods that the order is in comes from the Greek meaning of headfoot, which is because the muscular foot which molluscas have essentially become what the head is for an octopus, where their brain is contained in.
So one of the most interesting things about snails is that they have a shell as their home that they carry around. So do octopus have a similar living space too?
Yes, in fact, it's very rare, but mimic octopuses sometimes use coconut shells as a form of shelter, where they use their tentacles to wrap themselves around, a bit like a hermit crab.
Okay, so are there any snails underwater then?
Yes, in fact, all animals obviously originate from the ocean, including us. We've evolved from fish. While we don't have any gills, the cartilage and the bones in our jaws have evolved from fish gills, and octopus have evolved from snails. And in fact, there is a snail in the ocean that's actually venomous called the cone snail.
Wow, that's really, really interesting. I mean, this is the first time I know a lot of things about the octopus. I always thought they're just swimming in the sea and just do whatever they want. But, well, I don't know. They're relative of these snails. I mean, one is living under the sea, one is on the land, and one is with a shell, but another does not. Well, they actually have at this point. But this is a very, very great knowledge for me. So, I mean, I read the article that octopus are really smart, are they?
Yeah, they're very smart and are actually an escape artist of some sorts, because as long as they can fit their mouth through something, they can fit through any hole.
Very interesting. Well, anyway, that was our science filter for this week. As is all we had time for on Science Advance. Thank you for tuning in. We will return next Thursday at 1 o'clock. Thanks and bye for now.